Empower people.
True. You look glowing. Feel great?
Yep.
Oh my gosh. Missy, you've been walking every day. Hi, Chantelle. Thank you for being here. Tell us just who you are and where you're from, and give us a little bit about, help us get to know you. Tell us a little bit about your story.
My name is Chantelle Neufeld. I live in Manitoba, Canada with my 3 teenage daughters. Let's see. I'm quirky and I love personal development, and most recently hypnosis and the subconscious mind has been my obsession. And so I'm just like learning everything I can about it. And I figured, if you're wanting a coach to accelerate your growth, you want to look for someone who you want to be like. And so then that's why I chose that's why I chose you.
Why are you so fascinated with the subconscious mind? I want to know that, because I am too. I'm like crazy about it.
Well, because I grew up in a cult, homeschool cult. I'm the oldest of 10 kids, and yeah, there was a lot of brainwashing that went on, and it left me as a young adult just believing a ton of beliefs that were not true. Oh. And even though I knew in my head that they were not true, my subconscious still hadn't gotten the memo. And so now, after learning about the subconscious mind and going to hypnotherapy myself, now my subconscious has gotten the memo, and everybody's like on the same page and going along the same track, instead of one part of me wanting this and another part not. Does that make sense?
Yes, we would call that internal conflict.
Yes. So right. A lot of parts integration went on here.
She's using hypnotherapy talk now. Parts integration. It's interesting because we have those internal conflicts. So when you say brainwashing, a lot of people have this kind of, I think it's kind of ridiculous, because I know all the beneficial ways hypnosis is helping people, and it's being taken really seriously in the medical field, in so many different, as an alternative therapy, as an alternative to anesthesia, so many different things. But yet there's still this stigma that people have about hypnosis, and you referred that your childhood was a form of brainwashing. Yet people would think hypnosis has that stigma of being brainwashing, but yet hypnosis is the very thing.
It's a way to fight back.
Oh my gosh.
It's a way to fight back against the bad and the evil of this world. We're using it for good, because hypnosis is just a tool. Just like, TV, like anything is just a tool. You can use it for good or for bad. So why would we let the bad people use these subconscious things? Why wouldn't we, take advantage of them, learn them, help people to believe what they want to believe?
So you're saying that the pastors and your own family members used,
and the cult leader, yes, in seminars. Yeah, as I went through my training, it was the same words, the same hypnotic phrases, the same everything, like getting 3 yeses, and then the next thing they said is automatically accepted by the subconscious. Because like I saw people, good people, like neighbors move next door, kind people, go to that church for a few months and then just turn into like snobs and shunning and not happy people. And I was just wondering, how did they do that? And now I know. And now I know how to help people, because after a while, after going to like being in a cult, people, some of them get out and they're just sort of lost. They know that wasn't the truth, yet they're so scarred from what happened to them, and they don't know what to do about it. And that's where I come in. That is my main focus, to help people who have been victims of religious abuse or narcissistic abuse.
Okay. Wow, that is a really big undertaking, but it's amazing that you have taken your struggle and made it a strength. That's my favorite thing to do, and you're doing it. I love that. So when you talk about the what it reminds me of is that in order to be brainwashed or hypnotized then in the way they were doing it, it's like you didn't know yourself. And so therefore you could be, what's the word, brainwashed into thinking certain things. But yet in hypnosis, I know, as you know, and I know, that really we use hypnosis as a tool to get to know yourself. It's total
Mm-hmm.
opposite. Like
Mm-hmm.
almost the cult needs them to be like sheep and follow, right? Whereas what we're doing,
We empower people.
truly, truly, and we want only nothing but truth, your own truth, whatever that is.
Yeah, I'm not definitely not here to push my agenda in any way. I work with whoever, like whatever their um, religious ideas or other beliefs are, and it's basically to help them be who they want to be if
Mm,
they're, finding hiccups along the way. Because I find people who have been victims of narcissistic abuse, they have codependency traits after that they need to deal with. Learning how to say no, and because if they've been conditioned to comply their whole lives, then that just carries on. Like that coping mechanism served them when they were kids for survival, but now they don't need that anymore. They want to live their own lives. They don't want to be doing what everyone else
mhm.
says.
Oh my gosh, conditioned to comply. Wow. Conditioned to comply. That's really powerful to just think that that's been what's going on, right? If for anyone that's watching this, to think you've been conditioned to comply, and it's imprisoning you from your freedom, right?
Hmm.
Oh, wow, Chantelle, you're doing amazing work. I think this is something that the world needs, and it is, what a calling. What an amazing niche calling that is an absolute need. It's fantastic. So tell me, what is it? So you and I have been working together, and you came to working with me with certain ideas of what you wanted to accomplish. What do you feel like were your most valuable takeaways, like the biggest learnings that you are going out and implementing now?
I have a lot more confidence now, a lot more training behind my belt. You've helped me with like the hypnosis side, with the marketing side, helping me reach my, individual goals, and especially the morning habits. Because like if you are excited to get out of bed in the morning because of how you'll feel after you go for a walk or do yoga, there's just something magical about that one. What do you call it? The one something
The one
habit.
amazing habit.
The one amazing habit. um yeah, that's like across the board with successful happy people. If they have that one amazing habit, then it makes them feel invincible the rest of the day, and they actually feel like, limitless possibilities and purpose and flow.
Oh, you're giving me chills now, girl. All the hair on my neck just stood up. I'm
Oh dear.
like, ah. Like to feel invincible. Oh my gosh, that is amazing. And think about how opposite that is from what we just said, complying. You're conditioned to comply to feeling invincible. Girl,
Hmm.
that's quite a journey you've been on.
Well, I mean, going through hypnotherapy definitely shifted a lot of the things that I thought about myself too. You know,
True. Yes. It's amazing how fast it can be, don't you think?
and it's hard to go back and remember exactly, because now my subconscious is, kind of telling me this is the way it's always been. You've always been this confident. But then looking back, when Facebook gives me my memories of a year or two ago, I was very much still in victim mode and not empowered. So I know there's been a shift.
Wow. Okay, so just in the learnings alone, so you mentioned the one amazing habit and being intentional when you wake up gives you the energy and that excitement that makes you feel invincible. So in what ways has your life changed already based on these new learnings that you've already implemented and are integrating into your life every day?
Oh wow, my life is not really even recognizable from like a year ago. I do what I want to do. I don't just get up in the morning and I'm everyone's slave. You know, like I used to have the remember that movie Ella Enchanted where she had the curse of obedience, where she had to do
Oh,
everything that she was told? I felt like I had that curse, and I feel like it's been lifted. You know, I do what I want to do. You know, there's that one song by Megan Trainor. I woke up the other day just with that song in my head, and I thought it was hilarious. It was like, my name is no, my number is no. You need to let it go. And so when people ask me to do something, I'm like, let me get back to you on that. Or, like I don't feel like I owe anyone an explanation anymore. And yeah, it's just a shift. It's just a total shift. And
wow.
now I'm doing a master class. A year ago, I was like little Miss Shy Girl, thought I would never do that. That's way out of my comfort zone. But now it feels like that's what I was meant to do. And I mean, it's more excitement than fear, really, about going live.
It is. The excitement needs to supersede the fear, right? And
Well, it shifted.
it did. And it's still a little bit, like it's still there a little bit, and that's okay. You can do it scared. So this whole new way of being, this invincible way of being, gosh, what kind of value do you put on that? I mean,
You can't. The best things in life are priceless. Like you really can't put a price on getting your life back or getting your life in general if you never had it. um, yeah, it's worth everything because I mean, people spend their money on this, that, and the other trying to be happy, and it doesn't work. But this actually works. So, whatever you're asking for, give it to this woman. She'll help you.
you know what? So I like that being the magic behind the scenes, but then you got to talk about the magic because then nobody knows about it, right? So, but
Right.
I do think that is the best way to describe it. Is it's really, I'm the facilitator, right? I'm the facilitator for your purpose, and it's really not so much about me, but I'm the tool. Just like we both use hypnosis as the tool, I'm the tool that facilitates that growth. And I am like absolutely beyond thrilled and excited for you, for all that has unfolded. And I want to say that for you, how I see you were able to come as far as you have is you implemented everything I asked you to do. Even though you were scared, you did it anyway. And look at your
Well,
growth.
I was invested. There was an energetic exchange.
There sure was.
If it was free, I would have been like, I don't feel like it today. But then, sometimes when you're like not in the mood or whatever, you're like, well, I paid good money for this. I'm for sure gonna do this. Why would I not?
Yeah, that's true. This is true. And I think it goes for all of us. We need to be able to be invested in our growth. And so many times people will invest in the silliest things that don't actually bring them fulfillment. And that's truly what we're after, is helping people to literally get their needs met, their emotional needs met, and to feel fulfilled.
There's this barrier. There's this thing that they have to cross. There's like the hero's journey. I see it as a bridge, and the one side is victim and the other side is empowered. And so in order to take that first step on the bridge, you have to invest into your own growth. And in order to do that, you have to see your own worth. People who don't see their own worth won't invest in themselves. So that is the, that hurdle. You just got to jump over it, and then smooth sailing after that.
I love your thought process with that. It's true. You have to feel worthy enough to invest, and then it will take you far.
Yeah.
So what do you intend to keep going that you've learned from me? I want to know.
All the things. I want to keep going for a walk every morning. I do like a 5K. Makes me feel energized throughout the day. I don't have time not to do that walk, because if I don't do it, then I feel lazy all day and don't get much done. And so I also want to do yoga, at least for 15 minutes, mind, body, spirit, just
That's what you've
get
been
all,
doing, right?
yes,
Okay.
yes. I want to keep doing that. Um, I want to go live, or at least post a YouTube video every day for, I said 100 days, but you're like, try 30 days. So we'll see for a number of days.
Well,
I
certainly by
find that,
30, you'll get the hang of it to where you could go to 100. Certainly.
yeah,
I
well,
always, go ahead.
this has been coming through a lot lately. Um, People don't necessarily have inspiration when they sit down and write or they sit down and record a video, but it comes to them after they write a few lines, after they say a few things. All of a sudden it's just flowing, and
Downloading.
yes. And not only that, but I've found in so many cases that lots of people are getting the same downloads on the same day, and then to find those people, it's so exciting.
Oh gosh, connection, global connection. Did y'all hear that? Chantelle is after global connection to free people. Oh, so you can feel invincible.
Yay.
I love that. What greater calling is than that? So if there was a power pose, if there was a feeling in your body that could describe feeling invincible, what would it be?
Like that warrior pose of yoga.
Would it? Okay.
That's what I'm envisioning.
Do it right now. Lean in. Let's do it together. I'm doing it.
Oh, you're so silly.
I'm doing it on my stool. I'm leaning into the warrior pose. Warrior pose is all about balance, right? So you're moving.
Yeah, and like you have to breathe through it because the body's like, why are you staying like this? Like you kind of have to breathe through it. And I find throughout my day that I'm having to breathe through other things too. Like if I'm lifting something heavy from the car to the house, and I just, something in the subconscious goes back to that, you're breathing through it. Or even when you're like upset about something, to remember to breathe through it. It's just very helpful.
It is so helpful. Breathe through it. I love that. I'm going to remember that tonight at my challenging run workout class that I'm going to.
Ooh.
Breathe through it.
Yes.
That's beautiful. So is there any last tidbit that you would want people to know about what they can do?
About what they can do.
Yeah.
Just sit down and make a list of everything that excites your spirit. Like what Yoga with Adrienne show always says, find what feels good. And then go and do that. That's what you were meant to do. Do it in your spare time. Like, why go sit in front of Netflix trancing out when you could, do your own thing? Live an exciting life. Don't need to live someone else's life.
Oh gosh, isn't that true? I think it's, yeah. That would be intentional living, wouldn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Oh man, so that was part of your practice that you did every day in our time together, is that you wrote out your intentions and then you lived them every day. So would you mind, as closing this this interview, would you mind just sharing just a couple of things that have been really meaningful to you that kept you focused on living your intention every day? What are some of the things on your list?
Oh, my dream board here beside my wall. I just have, different words. And they kind of have a special meaning to me. Like one of the words is magical, but to me that means the book I read about the magical art of tidying up. So now my chores are not boring or anything. They are a way that I can like connect with who I am and have a lot of wisdom like sort of come through because I'm in a trance doing my dishes, because I can do them without thinking consciously about them. Other words that I have: mindful, appreciate. Appreciate is a big word, because that is how you manifest things. That's how you bring more into your life, right?
Yes.
Is when you're like feeling so grateful and you smile and you're like putting out these vibes to the universe like the Care Bears do, you know, then that comes back to you. Then you just get more good feelings.
Be a Care Bear. I love
Be
it.
a Care Bear, yeah.
It's youthful, isn't it? It's youthful. It's playful. It's magical. I think you are a Care Bear, Chantelle.
Which one? I guess we'll see.
No, you are Chantelle. You're the next
Oh,
one.
okay.
Yeah. How many are there?
I have no idea.
Well, if there's 4, you're the 5th.
Mm, yay.
So
I just think about the heart chakra, you know, just like you told me when I was like in my head, getting all nervous about doing the live. You're like, speak from your heart, put your hand on your heart. And every time I put my hand on my heart, then I, was like calm and actually saying what I wanted to say instead of like, oh, I need to be perfect,
Exactly. Oh my gosh. Yes. And anytime we put our hand to our heart, we get connected. We turn off all the
activating it.
Yeah, and we can just internalize. So the number one thing that I think we help people do in our work together is, well, it's two, honestly, depending on the type of hypnotherapy that you're doing, is we're either healing or we're helping people internalize their goals. So for me as a performance coach, a lot of times people come to me because they want me to help them get to their goals, which is similar to why you came to me, right? So like, I want to get here. How do I get there? And so I feel like my job is to help you internalize those goals. So to make them yours, to make them real to you, to make them mix in with your values and your purpose. Because when you do that, you're really fueling them from your subconscious. And that kind of fuel, whoosh, magical. There's your word, magical. So I feel like that's my purpose. What do you feel as we end? We've already heard really like you're here to free people from that confinement that they have felt and to help them live their own authentic life. Is there anything that you want to add to that?
To do with when I walk into the room that I have an energy of excitement and like love that people, are just like, wow, I'll have what she's having.
I love it. Cheers to you with my water. I want to have what you're having, Chantelle. Cheers. Thank you so much for being here with me today. And
thank you.
I just appreciate anyone that's watching and you're wanting to carry out your dreams in a more intentional way to where you just really feel fulfilled. Check out Chantelle. I'm going to put her information down below and just like, reach out for the help in coaching or hypnotherapy that you know will get you where you want to go.